Alright, what's up guys? I'm going to go over a couple of trading days worth of stuff. Interesting week. A lot of confusion as to market direction early in the week, which led me towards some bad trades, but I ended up finishing the week off extremely strong with a kind of a mistake on Tesla that ended up making me a lot of money. I sized in too large unknowingly, and I had a preset to 5 contracts when I only wanted to put 1 on. But it ended up being a really good trade, and I don't look at my P&L, so I didn't even know it until I was halfway through the trade that I was in pretty heavily into this trade. But I'm gonna go over a couple of different trades first, just to show you what I'm looking at here. So journals. So basically, this is the week recap. Closed 205 on Monday, down 302 on Tuesday, which was a blunder. SQ $260 loss, super outsized loss. I basically just ended up thinking that SQ is going to bounce. Because of these volume bars here on the open. I thought it was a really solid trade. Traded it too early. And then tried to trade it again and got burned on that as well. So I'm going to be going over the trades from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in this, and I'm going to go over the trades from Wednesday and Thursday just on TraderView, just because I don't really want to look at the film. Not really anything I'm too proud of, or that made a lot of sense to me. I did watch Tesla run on me one day on Thursday. I tried to trade it at 11:40 and it ran at 12. So I'll show you that. So $20 loss. Which I'm kind of confused about here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so this is what happened. And it just sucks, you know, this is just how shit goes. But I basically hit my 5% on this, and then Tesla took off. So yeah, I entered here thinking it was going to break above this level and continue higher. It did go higher and then pulled back, flagged a little bit, and then really blew up. And this would have been an excellent trade, similar to the one I made today, if I would have been able to get into it well. But I mean, you can just look at these. I took multiple losses. They were all small losses, but I took too many of them. And on the Qs, I took too large of a loss. But this is why I'm making the video here. This Tesla trade, P&L $881. Alright. And it's kind of sloppy trading too. I would have made a lot more if I had not traded this sloppily. So basically, when Tesla came down here to this level that, I mean, you can't really see it on this chart, but you'll be able to see it on my chart. It bounced really well, and I accidentally sized in with 5 contracts right here at the very probably 719-ish. So, yeah, pretty good. But let's look at that. First of all, I'm gonna go through what the big picture looked like. So big picture on the daily of the SPY, we're looking at, you know, this thing's continuing higher. And despite what I thought would happen, I thought that we were going to kind of, you know, when we started showing weakness here, I thought we were going to maybe pull back a little bit and have a healthy pullback, but it's done the total opposite of that. So the Qs are in a range. Yeah, you can see this kind of demand zone here that I drew the other day. It held really well this week. 2 times it got tested and it bounced aggressively both times. And I didn't really play any trades based off of that, but in the future, like, I can build a playbook around that because that is an excellent sign there. I was bearish on the Qs. I wanted them to get through this demand level on this day, 8/12, which was yesterday. But, you know, that's not the point. The point is not what I'm bearish or bullish on. It's what the market does and how you can exit and enter and exit based on that information. So, alright, let's go ahead and load up this video of my trading film. Okay. 8:13. Oh, whoops, this is not the right video. Here we go. Alright, so I'm actually trading with, or I started listening to music at some point. So let's see here. Here we go. So the intraday fundamentals on this were, yeah, sorry, I was listening to some reggae. Yeah, I mean, this is an aggressive entry on this trade. Basically, right off the open, Tesla makes a huge moonshot up to 728. Just like explodes up. I want to show that because that was kind of cool. Oh, okay, here we go. So you can watch Tesla just blow up right here. And intraday fundamentals on Tesla, we're looking at a 20 ATR. So, oh my word, look at that. I mean, we went from 724 to 728 in one candle. Or one tick. Just exploded and then pulled right back. And at that point I knew that there was going to be more of an aggressive pullback and possibly a really good entry point off of this level. You can see how we bounced off of it right here. Boom, exploded up. Boom. And if you look at it in the previous day, it was an inflection point. This level was tested to the upside, pulled back, and then broke through, and then came back down and tested again and aggressively bought off of it. So I said, okay, well, this is pulling back. When it gets to this level, I'm just going to take a small position and see if I can start building into it. Well, guess what? I accidentally had 5 contracts preloaded, and I only wanted to take 1 contract worth of risk. Because according to my little size chart I got here, $5 option, I could give that 10% risk and be happy with it, and that's an acceptable loss. Well, when you have 5 of those, you know, 10% risk is $250, and that's much more than I wanted to risk. However, it was able to turn out to be a decent trade, and you can see it pull back. Okay, it hits that level. Alright, and then you can see, which I guess I didn't really pay attention, but you can see I bought 4 and 1, and my buying power got reduced significantly. Well, I wasn't paying attention. And you're going to be able to see this mid-trade. You're going to be able to see this number just go crazy. And I just wasn't paying attention to it. I was not looking at my P&L at all, you know. So basically it bounces really nicely off of that level, causing me to get a huge boost from it. And it ends up, doing really well. Pulls back down to it, but I'm still in the green here because of IV. Alright, we start going positive here, and as you can tell, I'm up a lot more than I was at the beginning of the day. And, up over what I started the account with, $4,000. So now I'm in the green, for my account. But I was not paying attention to that at all. I was totally just reading this tape, looking at what's going on here. And if you read the tape, right here at this level, we just get a huge lift. Everything just lifts, I mean, I'm up almost $1,200 at this point, probably. Yeah, so this thing like goes up here and then ends up pulling back, holding the level. Holding this level again, and I add to it. I'm not sure where. But that's when I realized that I'm in a huge trade with a lot of size. I buy one, and I'm like, okay, wait, what? I'm in this thing with 6 contracts. That's when I realized that. And then it explodes higher. And I'm doing a good job of controlling my emotion here. See, like, I realize I can't buy anymore. Like, wait, what? I have $183 left. Holy shit, what's going on here? And then I'm like, oh, okay. Let's start taking some size off here, And I just get nervous basically because I was not prepared for this, Enjoy the reggae. I like to listen to the reggae when I trade because, part of my goals with this thing is to be able to buy a sailboat and set up some Starlink on it, and trade remotely and sail around the world. That's kind of my goal. I kind of want to get out of this Western civilization and just stay afloat, literally. Okay, we start to see really nice movement here. We're going to break above this level, and this is when I'm like, wow, this is a really good trade. I'm up $4,500 on this trade. Or not up $4,500. I'm up almost $1,600, probably $1,500. Well, $1,400 at this point. Yeah, really cruising. And I want to start taking size off, but I also want to see that. Since I'm in 5 contracts, I want to see it make this huge move with 5 contracts on. That would be fucking awesome for me. That would make my entire week to accidentally get into this trade with 5 contracts and pull out a huge profit from it. But it ends up moving pretty high, and then it takes out this level, and I'm looking for it to take out the 728. That's really the big level. That's the Nasdaq's not cooperating. And I start taking some size off here. Look at my account, it's already over 53. So I'm up over $2,000 on this. I'm up over $2,000 on this trade, and I didn't take profit. Anyway, that's it ends up pulling back, and I end up just getting out. I just had to put that away so I wouldn't look at it. And it ends up pulling back, and I try to add to it, and it doesn't work out. And I was thinking it was going to be one of those VWAP bounces, and it just doesn't happen. So I'm like, all right, I avoid this larger loss here and just sell out everything. And my intuition on this was kind of wrong. I thought that it was going to VWAP bounce there and really make a nice move to the upside, and I didn't have any room to add any more to it, you know. So I should have just taken the full size off when I could. You live and you learn on that. I mean, obviously I was not prepared for that. And I'm still working on entries as the most important thing. Entries to me are the most important thing, because you can always exit on your stop loss, and I mean, exits are very important as well, but exiting for profit is something I'm slowly working on. Exiting to keep myself from losing money is something that I'm very aggressively working on, and I think that if I take care of my risk management, then the profit will come eventually, and that's kind of how I look at it. But as far as moves like this, I've never prepared myself for anything like this, and I should have taken more profit, but instead I wanted to see it bounce off of this VWAP, and it just didn't do it. So I had to end up cutting these contracts and losing a little bit of the money that I made, you know. But it ended up being a solid trade either way. I was up $800 on it. As you can see here. I'm going to run through my pre-market journal for today. So I was basically just I didn't really do a psychology research this morning. I just was reiterating to myself how important it is to stick to my daily stop. Today my daily stop is $90, and that's final and official. I should save some risk for the afternoon. Today I'll be working on the process of waiting for setups to form to give me a perfect entry, and I'll also be paying attention to the futures timing and my size with the utmost importance. The real goal of today is to be green, follow all my rules to the T, and try to remember to save my risk for the best setups. Well, I absolutely thought that was an excellent setup on Tesla, and I was potentially in from the ground level of the day. And I don't think that should ever be my mindset, you know, but who knows, this is all new, you know. So yeah, all right, let's look here. Also, I'm going to go over some of the questions that I have written for myself. Alright. Where should I have been bigger and responsibly? I think I got big from the right level at the right time. It really was okay, if this works, it's going to work great. If it doesn't work, then I can get out without much of an IV crush, because the IV was already trending down because it was pulling back, and I bought into the weakness. What should I cut out of my trading? Definitely have to cut out the jitters and I gotta stop thinking that there's always a bigger move than there is, and be happy with taking profits on things. And that's not a great mindset, I don't think, but just understanding that things will pull back and not give you the opportunity to get out, but they will give you the opportunity to get back in potentially. And that's kind of where just take the profits on the huge run-ups and get back in. Even if you have a cash account, then don't get back in. Just fucking leave the day. That's a great trade. Up $2,000, awesome. Don't, let's not get carried away. So yeah, here we go. Was I in control of my trading? I absolutely felt in control of my trading until I realized I was 5 contracts loaded, and that was a little concerning for me. Did I manage the risk correctly? I mean, no, not really. I didn't enter the trade correctly, so yes, I broke my trading rules. Did I add or subtract any bad habits? I don't really think about the habit this being a habit. I don't want to think that I can make $800 a day just on Monday. You know what I mean? I don't want to think that, I'm going to come into this day and make $1,000. You know, it's more like I'm going to come into this day and I'm going to only take the best trades available to me. And how do I know they're the best trades? Because I do my research and I try to look at things from an objective point of view, and that's, you know, some Mark Douglas shit. Did I get euphoric or stressed out? I absolutely got euphoric. I actually called my girlfriend to tell her that I was in this massive trade and up big when I was still in the trade, which is a sign like, hey, bro, sell that shit. But, you know, I wasn't prepared for that. But hey, this is a good learning experience, you know. At least it was a learning experience that paid. Was I mindful of my thought patterns? Yeah, I actually wrote some notes down. I said I noticed when I started thinking about multiple 100%, it like froze me up trying to sell out of this position. And I will say that I started thinking about that probably right about here and got nervous and didn't want to sell anything above this level. And instead held down here, sold here, bought another one here, and then ended up selling it there and there. And it just ended up being, you know, a really nasty pullback that, you know. But anyway, I think I really made a nice trade on that and handled the situation I put myself into really nicely. Despite the fact that it was like kind of a real fuck up. It could have been really bad in the long term. It could have been really, really bad, and you know, I salvaged it by it being a really good trade that I put the size on for. And I couldn't do anything about that. The only thing that I could do is sell it when it got to 10%, and I would have done that not knowing that it was 5 contracts and made a nice $250 loss. But it ended up working out, and things are good in the hood. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to join our Discord, and yeah, this is, I mean, I'm seeing progress in myself. I mean, I make mistakes every day, but they're becoming less and less, and hell, they're even becoming profitable at this point. I don't really think this is going to be a pattern, but a profitable mistake is nice, and I cannot let it get to my head. So just the same with a losing mistake. It is what it is. You just got to deal with it and be responsible. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and feel free to join our Discord server and come hang out with us. I'm always in the market discussion every morning that I trade, which is pretty much every morning now because I'm still in my learning process. And yeah, I'll be in there watching shit move from about 9:20 to about 11 usually. So yeah, y'all come hang out.